our group, namely Urban Transportation Emission Research Center, is one of the main institutes in China specialized in traffic pollution prevention and control research in China. We mainly target with the vehicle, aircraft, ship, or locomotive, off-road machinery, those pollutants emission coming from those transport. And our mainly research field focuses on four territories. One is the characterization of mobile emission source and evaluation of control effectiveness. A second one is traffic and energy efficiency optimization by ITS for emission reduction. And the third field is atmospheric chemical mechanism and their impact on air quality. And the last one is traffic relative pollution and its health effect, which is very close to the journal of JEEA. Let's first talk about the advantage. In the last several decades, with the development of the measurement technology, especially online and real-time sensor technology, including wearable equipment, this sensor system is with many of the data resource. This is the development, and they can directly measure, can providing the localized and high spatial and temporal resolution air quality data for both pollutants level and also including many of the new species in this area. And third of this emission inventory for traffic relative pollutants, particularly including emerging pollutants, has been rapidly developed. This all advantage for the research area focus on traffic emissions. But there are several of the limitations, of course. Although there are quite a few street level of air quality model available, such as ADMS, air mode, CAPAF, etc. But relatively, those model development slightly behind the technology for measurement, as I mentioned above. And also second, the relatively lack of the indoor and outdoor air quality distribution model, particularly in the heavily trafficked microenvironments. And another aspect is the bigger data and the mining for those sensor technology are still away from researchers, which could be very useful to differentiate various browsers in the future. We hope this problem can be tackled. My point of view is for the key area of focus in the traffic relative health assessment. The first could be very important is accurate exposure assessment with the different gradient pollutant level and species. And the second, for the vulnerable population and the different background of those people, avoiding for the misclassification for those data. This is the key area factors. And some of the area yet to be explored is the long-term exposure and accumulate effect, and also interaction between pollutants such as PM 2.5 and ozone. And another area yet to be explored is the biological mechanism, and adequate biomarkers is still a major task we try to explore. Personally speaking, the electrification and the emission shift, but the hybrid car, combined the electricity and the conventional fuel engine, they still may dominate the majority of the vehicle ownership in the next 7 to 15 years. Many, of course, experts agree with my such forecasting or foresee. But a conventional air pollutant still there, of course. But uh, but decrease rapidly for those conventional pollutants emission from the traditional vehicle. But also the vehicle weight and the power increase with those electricity driving the car. And therefore, the non-exhaust particles emission, which including the brake, tire wear, these particle matters, may be increased responsibly. This is one of the trend in the future. And therefore, for the health effect of this particle matter, of course, being or will come into public attention. There is already clear correlations between exposure for particle matter and the mobility and the mortality from number of research in the world. Therefore, the non-exhaust particle emission, with very enrichment of the metal contents, and for the tire wear is with microplastic as well. They are important components influencing the health effect. So, of course, atmospheric chemical process also affected by those influence factor. And of course, health effect of particle matters also be altering its physical, chemical property. And another finally, future study could be quantify those toxic effects of these particles and reveals the influence of atmospheric chemical process and on the health effect of the brake and the tire wear particles. This is my personal opinion. This is a very important question, but a very straight, very simple to answer you. My suggestion is the perseverance and the persistence with enthusiasm for all this research. Stay with the research direction in the few years or in many years. Stay with, not influenced by some others, for example, funding or some others will divert your research direction. They will be give you better results. My personal view. But this is a really, really good questions are really important for the JEEA. I would like to suggest the following strategy to foster the continued development of a Journal of Environmental Exposure Assessment, JEEA. The first is, I think, is enhance the interdisciplinary research integration. That's first. Encourage submissions that bridge the gap between environmental science and public health and the new technology, and also promoting the interdisciplinary research can evaluate the journal's scope and relevance, attracting a broader readership. For example, students that combine air pollution with epidemiology, toxicology, or even machine learning technology can create a new insight into the environmental exposure effect. That's the first. And the second, I think, focus on the emerging issue and the innovation method. As a field evolved, JEA should be prioritize the publishing cutting-edge research on the emerging environmental risk, such as microplastic, like I mentioned before for the tire wear, these sort of things, and the ultra-fine particles either from a traditional exhaust and also for example, brake wear as well. And the environmental endocrine disruptors and also highlight the innovative exposure assessment method. For example, with those wearable sensors equipment and the big data analysis, that sort of things, composting for JEEA at the front form a new research development. And another, my point of view, is to promote data transparency and reproducibility. Encourage others to share their data sets and measure openly with the enhanced predictability of research and enable responsibility and the journal that promote open science and the data transparency are gaining great visibility and trust in the scientific community. So the AEA maybe could create a dedicated section for the data paper. This is my suggestion. And another suggestion is for the special issue and collaboration with the key conference. This is one of my suggestions. Optimize special issue around a timely topic and or partners with the major environmental conference to publishing high quality papers present at these events. And also collaboration with larger academic meetings and symposium can also be both the journal profile and attractive high impact researchers. And another aspect is engaging early career researchers and foster inclusivity. This is another suggestion. Also, expanding the global reach and the impact, and the JEA could benefit from the expanding its global focus by inviting more contribution that highlight regional and global environmental exposure issue, and particularly from the developing and developed countries. Addressing global environmental challenges also can increase the journal's relevance on the wider scale. And finally, to improve the digital's presence and leadership should be encouraged. And for strengthen the journal's digital presence through the social medium, for like WeChat in China, and podcast and webinar that summarize the key articles or present topic discussions as well. This will be more attractive for the normal reader and can be broadly circulated with some of circumstance. This is my suggestion. Thank you. Thank you for the interview, and I hope the GEA will be a major ICIS journal in the near future. I'm very confident with. Thank you.